In the quiet halls of long term care homes across Ontario, Canada, the most trusted figure in the room was supposed to be the nurse. But behind that trust, Elizabeth Wettlaufer, known today as the Canadian nurse from hell, was carrying a terrible secret. From 2007 to 2016, she murdered 8 elderly people and tried to kill several more, all with a simple, deadly tool: insulin. This is not just the story of one woman's crimes. It's the story of how entire institutions failed to see the warning signs until it was far too late. Registered nurse Elizabeth Wettlaufer has confessed to 8 counts of first-degree murder. Elizabeth Wettlaufer worked in multiple care homes across Ontario. Her crimes began in 2007 and continued for nearly a decade. Her method was chillingly simple: insulin injections, administered not to heal but to kill. Her victims were mostly elderly, frail, and unable to protect themselves. Some deaths were written off as natural, others raised quite suspicions, but no one connected the dots. In 2016, Wettlaufer finally confessed, telling police not just about the murders, but also about her attempts to kill others. In 2017, she was sentenced to life in prison. Healthcare serial killers share common patterns. They have access to vulnerable patients. They have the means to kill discreetly. And they often operate under the cover of trust. Research shows institutions usually fail to act, either due to denial, understaffing, or fear of reputational damage. That description fits Wettlaufer perfectly. She wasn't caught through audits or oversight. She confessed. Without that, she might have continued undetected. When asked why, Wettlaufer gave shifting explanations. Sometimes she spoke of anger and resentment. Other times, she framed her actions as a twisted kind of mercy. But psychologists studying healthcare killers know these motives well: power, control, misguided compassion, and sometimes the thrill of holding life and death in their hands. How could this go on for 9 years? The system was full of blind spots. Oversight was weak. Mortality reviews weren't thorough. Colleagues noticed, but their concerns never escalated. Institutions didn't want to believe a nurse could be a murderer. This wasn't just one nurse's crime, it was a collective failure. And Wettlaufer is not alone. Charles Cullen in the United States admitted to killing dozens of patients. In the United Kingdom, Beverly Allitt targeted children in her care. In Germany, Niels Hogel is believed to have killed over 100 patients. Different countries, different victims, but the same story. Healthcare workers exploiting trust, institutions ignoring warnings, and tragedies that could have been stopped sooner. The Wettlaufer case forced Canada to confront uncomfortable truths. Investigations pointed to urgent reforms: better mortality review systems, stronger whistleblower protections, tighter control over lethal medications, and regular mental health checkups for the healthcare staff. Because behind every statistic, every policy, are human lives, lives that depend on trust. Elizabeth Wettlaufer's crimes shocked Canada, but they were not an isolated case. They were part of a global pattern, one that shows what happens when trust is betrayed and oversight fails. The question now is whether the world has learned enough to make sure it never happens again.